When you think about the rejection and missed opportunities we face in a lifetime, is it really rejection or is it redirection? I'm Drew Stevens, founder of Beyond the Legacy, and this is my Monday Reflection. I feel that this audio reflection will hit home for many listeners because perception plays a large role in your inner peace. I've said it in previous reflections. When you don't get what you want, it's God's protection. But when you get what you need, it's God's direction. Let's put that into a practical scenario that's relatable to anyone listening to this Monday Reflection. Think about your professional career. Throughout your life, you've been on your share of job interviews. You may have experienced missed opportunities or promotions. And in some cases, you may have been laid off or fired from your employer. The easy rationale is to chalk it up as rejection. But the truth of the matter is, it's a combination of things. If you truly gave it everything you had and put your all into it, it's not anything to dwell over. There is no perfect title or company or script to pass any job interview. Whatever the universe draws up will be your path for the moment. Everything after that is truly a choose-your-own adventure as to how you deal with the cards you were dealt. Whether it's acceptance or rejection, how you redirect your mind is the starting point. You can be the most amazing person on paper, check all the boxes with your credentials, and have all the professional experience in the world. Maybe your energy didn't vibe with the person that was interviewing you. Maybe you weren't a cultural fit to their environment based on your personality or how you answer certain questions. You can psychoanalyze it over and over. The bottom line is, rejection is an opportunity to self-reflect, learn from it, and redirect your energy and effort onto the next opportunity. You can't force nature. The things we dream about in life don't always work out the way we scripted in our minds. There will be plot twists, roadblocks, mystery characters, and surprise endings to make the future story you tell truly unique. Life is truly about timing. Sometimes the layoff or unsuccessful chapter at a given company is the opportunity or building blocks for the next exciting chapter in your life. Sometimes your present situation is blocking you from seeing your true calling. I have countless success stories about some of my past colleagues from my 25 plus years of working in the corporate world. I've seen a friend walk away from the corporate world to pursue her passion with dance, and it afforded her to travel the world, showcase her choreography, meet inspiring public figures, and when you sum it up, she controlled her narrative. She controlled her happiness. As the business owner of a successful dance studio, I remember another former colleague. I have the utmost respect for this gentleman, and I'm grateful to call him a friend to this day. During his internship, he was told by an executive he would never cut it in the corporate world. Yep, that's what they told him. He would never cut it in the corporate world. Every time we catch up on the phone, we always relive that story and laugh about it. Since moving on from that space, this is many, many years later, present day, he's a very successful business professional, and he works for a Fortune 500 company in Manhattan. So, looks like, his redirection was actually a blessing in disguise. Rejection or moments of adversity is just a brief pause in the story of your life. The redirection and the success that comes from it is inevitable, as long as you put in the work. It starts with your mind and how you redirect that energy to find the silver lining or reinvent yourself. On a personal level, we all have experienced our share of success, heartache, failure, and rejection with dating, relationships, and marriages. I've had countless conversations with friends of all ages through the years, and it's no secret. Dating, relationships, marriage, being a single parent, or being married with children, it's not easy. We all have our share of relationship stories that still haunt us or leave us scarred to this day. You never know what the person you're with in the present experienced in the past. I guarantee one or several of these next statements may be relatable. Some haven't healed from their past. Some jump into relationships for the wrong reasons. Some get into their own head and self-sabotage the relationship. Some people fall out of love. Some people rushed into the relationship or marriage due to outside pressure. Some have all the intent to hurt their partner because they're personally hurt and damaged on the inside. Some are just in it for fun. Some will be here today and gone tomorrow. Some are looking for saviors to make them whole again. Some are filling a void. Some are afraid to be alone and single. Some struggle with communication and accountability. Some lack maturity. Some aren't faithful or don't plan on being faithful. Some live a double life or be dishonest with you throughout the relationship. Some will lead you on. Many have experienced trauma and can be triggered in the present. Some are just damaged human beings. Overall, beyond the potential variables I shared, and there's more, it's crazy out there. When you look at failed connections in dating, failed relationships, failed marriages, if you're human and have a soul, it should affect both sides. In some cases, it affects one person more than the other. God forbid, if you have children, that adds an additional variable to an already complicated situation. I've helped people in the past that were going through rocky relationships, abusive relationships, and just toxic relationships. It's easy to be the person from the outside looking in versus being in the relationship and taking your own advice. When we're in a relationship, we are vested and biased because of all the emotional attachment in history. The most important key to being the supportive friend is to listen, discuss, and help redirect their mind. In the end, it all comes down to that person putting in the work and being all in to do what's best for them. You can't make the decision for them. They have to love themselves first and value their worth before they can proceed with any decision. Once a decision is made, it means nothing unless you stick to it. There is no gray area. If you stay in the gray, you will only welcome additional headaches and enable the person on the other side to take advantage of your kindness and compassion. Letting go is one of the hardest things to do. Accepting rejection is a tough pill to swallow. Believing that the next relationship will be better is not a guarantee. Being cheated on is a major blow to your self-confidence and just downright disrespectful. Your pride and ego can get in the way of being at peace. Starting over after you invested so much of your time, money, and energy is not an easy transition for most. Moving on without the ever so popular closure is a sticking point for many. For the couples with children, what happens with the kids? How will they be affected in the near term and long term? What if you're financially dependent on one of your partners, and splitting up will only make your life more complicated and challenging financially? What if that divorce is taking forever, or just the mutual agreement of filing for a divorce is holding you both up? You want your peace, you want your freedom, but you want to move on, but you can't. Because unfortunately, that paper still states that you're legally a married couple. What if you're truly unhappy, but sticking around for the sake of the kids, or because you're afraid to exit or be alone? Finding your inner peace, focusing on self-care and growth, takes discipline, and it's not an overnight thing. Focusing on the things you can control and letting go of the things you can't is key. To anyone that's experienced rejection, adversity, or failed to have a successful relationship in your lifetime, it's truly a blessing in disguise. I would label it as redirection. Don't be afraid to take that leap of faith and embrace the adversity. Overcoming adversity will only make the new version of you wiser and stronger. Think about the toxic things you walked away from and survived. In a not too distant future, a silver lining was probably revealed. It could have opened you up to meeting your future life partner, new friends, a new geographic location, or professional endeavors and opportunities you were blocked from prior. Too often, the selfless people with the biggest hearts often attract the polar opposite to what they deserve. Be mindful of who deserves your energy and presence. Love yourself and embrace the redirection the universe will reveal to you. If this reflection resonated with you, feel free to like, comment, and share on social. Never underestimate the power of sharing positive content across your community. You could be responsible for passing this reflection along to the right person at the right time when they need it the most. Be sure to follow us at BT Legacy 365 on Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All of my written content, reflections, and short stories can be found at beyondthelegacy.com.